So I've heard about dropshipping. It's basically where you take products from China and you sell it in the US or Europe. But what if I told you there's a twist on that model that no one is talking about, and it's very lucrative, especially right now in 2025. This model is basically where you flip the script and you take products from the US and you sell it in other second world countries. And I know it sounds crazy, it sounds opposite, but that's exactly where the money is. In this video, I'm going to tell you the model that no one is talking about, which is a twist on dropshipping. This is something that is new, that has a lot of potential and is making a lot of people money. This model is basically called reverse dropshipping. It's exactly what it sounds like. You basically reverse the typical model of dropshipping. You take high quality products from the US and you sell it in second world countries. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what reverse dropshipping is, how it works, how you can get started, why it is so lucrative, and how to get started and make money with reverse dropshipping even if you haven't sold a single product online. So you do not need any experience. Before I get into the video, I'm offering 10 free consultation calls to my subscribers. It's only for subscribers. All you have to do is like this video, then subscribe to the channel, then click the first link in the description. Once you click the first link, you'll be taken to my calendar. If you see a free spot, book a free call with me. On that being said, make sure you leave a like, make sure you watch this video till the end, and let's jump right into it. Now, first of all, to start with, let's talk about what exactly is reverse dropshipping. Reverse dropshipping is a twist on the typical model of dropshipping. So the typical model of dropshipping is basically where you source cheap products, usually from China, and you sell it in the US, UK, or other European markets, right? That's the typical way of dropshipping. But reverse dropshipping is basically where you source high quality products from the US, Europe, Japan, UK, Canada, and you sell it in other second world country markets such as India, Brazil, Indonesia, and more. Now that is the definition of what reverse dropshipping is. Now you might be wondering, why is this even a model and does this even work? And if it does, why does it work? The reason is very simple. The middle class market in these second world countries is booming right now. What that basically means is people have money to spend on products, but there's not enough supply of high quality products and sellers to fulfill this need in those markets. And this is where you fill in that gap. You're basically going to bridge the gap between high quality products and people that want to buy these products, and you're going to be making money off of that. And this is something that not a lot of people know about. It's something that people are just getting started with. So there's a huge potential in the market for you to get started and make a lot of money with. There's less competition, more profit to be made, and a huge demand in this specific space for e-commerce. And this is why reverse dropshipping works. Another reason why this works really well is because people in these second world countries want imported products. They have this idea of products from the US, UK, Australia, Canada, and these other first world countries to be very high quality, and therefore there's a luxury demand for these products in these markets. And again, this is where you can make a lot of profit because you can sell these products for a higher margin compared to the US market, and you can make a lot more profit compared to if you were selling the same product in the US, UK, or Canada. So there's less competition in these markets, there's higher profit margins, and there's also a first mover advantage. A first mover advantage is basically where you get into a space before it gets crowded. Therefore, you can get a bigger piece of the pie, you can make more money, and you can establish yourself as one of the starting founders or the big players in that specific space. And that is exactly what you can do if you get started with it right now. And that is exactly what I'm going to cover next, which is how do you get started? So the first step of getting started with reverse dropshipping is to pick your market very strategically. You do not just want to throw a dart on the map and pick a country. There's a way to do it, and that's what I'm going to tell you right now. Not all second world countries are best for reverse dropshipping. There's only 4 countries that I recommend you look at and get started with, and I'm going to tell you exactly why as well. So the 4 countries that I want you to look at is number 1, India. The reason for this is because India has an exploding middle class. It also has a huge English-speaking audience, which is great. It's also very apt with e-commerce purchases. So they're very used to e-commerce. They're very used to spending money on products online. They're English speaking, which makes it easy for you to run ads and get more traffic and get more sales through ads. And it also has a booming middle class, which means they have more money to spend. Second country that you can target is Brazil. The reason for this is because it has a strong consumer appetite, which means they do purchase a lot of products online. It does have an influencer culture, which means, again, people have this persona of products from the US, UK, Australia, Canada to be highly perceived. Therefore, they want to buy these products, and it also has a very growing e-commerce market. The third country is Indonesia, and that is because, number 1, it has a huge population of 270 million plus people who are very much influenced by these US European markets, and they have a lot of adaptation to e-commerce right now. So there's a good time to get into this space. Here's the basic fundamentals of what we're looking for when we're finding these countries. Number one, it should have a growing middle class, which means people have enough money to spend on wants and not just needs. Number two, it should have a high e-commerce growth rate. Number three, it should have a demand for imported products, which means people should want and perceive high quality products from the US, UK, Canada to be something that they want to spend money on, generally being a luxury product. And number four, the supply locally should not be apt, which means the demand should be more than the supply in the local markets. So these are the four things that you want to look for, and if any country, any second world country checks these marks, I would highly recommend you test it out. But the top three countries I recommend are India, Brazil, and Indonesia. And so that is the first step, figuring out which country you want to target. The next step is to choose the right product and the right niche for the specific country, and this is something that's going to make or break the success of your reverse dropshipping store. Now, this is not going to be like your typical product research strategy for the US market. There's a lot of caveats to the research strategy here. Now, the first thing I want you to understand is that this is exactly where a lot of people get lazy, and that is why they fail with their stores. That you should not laze around when it comes to finding winning products. So let's go over the products that you should look for. Number one, the product should be premium and it should be hard to find locally, which again gives you the ability to bridge that gap between the demand and supply. Number two, it should be a product that's easy to ship internationally because you're going to be shipping to these second world countries. The shipping should be easy and fast. And number three, the product should have a wow factor. The reason why the product should have a wow factor is because it's going to stand apart, especially in these countries. Wow factor products are a huge reason why people in these countries buy such imported products. So those are three things you want to look for: premium and hard to find locally, should be able to ship internationally fast and easily, and number three, it should have a wow factor. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind and understand when finding these products is that you're not selling cheap stuff to price sensitive buyers. What you're doing instead is you're selling high quality products to people who have a want for those products but can't find them locally. So you're bridging a gap and you're actually adding value to those people. So those are the things that you want to keep in mind when trying to find these products. Now, the next step is to actually find suppliers to source these products from. And the important part with suppliers is that regardless of what kind of dropshipping you're doing is quality. And this applies especially in reverse dropshipping because people will be paying you for higher quality products because they're getting these imported from the US. So what you want to do is you want to find and source these products from US suppliers. Again, this is very important to make sure the quality is on point. You do not want to cheap out on quality. As for where you can find these suppliers, two easy ones that I recommend you go check out is Zendrop and Spocket. I have multiple videos on both of these. I actually just made a video reviewing Spocket, so I'll link it up here somewhere. You can go to look at it, you can understand what Spocket is, how it works, and you can also check out my Zendrop video. But those are two places I recommend you go to source your products. Go to Zendrop, go to Spocket, and find US suppliers in these platforms, and then source your products from US suppliers to make sure the quality is on point. So once you have the supplier sorted, you know what product you're selling, the next step is actually setting up your store. And there's a caveat to this as well. There's a specific way to go about building a store when it comes to reverse dropshipping, and that is to localize your store. What I mean by that is your store should feel like it caters to the audience that you're selling to. Again, this should go regardless of what kind of dropshipping or e-commerce you're doing. Your store should be personalized to the audience that you're trying to sell to so that it's more relatable, it builds trust, and therefore people will buy from you once they start trusting you. So what you want to simply do is you want to go to Shopify, sign up for a free plan, and then when you're building your store, make sure your store has the local language and currency. This is very important. And also make sure you offer the local payment processes in these countries. This way, the friction for the checkout will be much lower, therefore your conversion rate will be much higher. And also make sure you offer fast delivery and you mention shipping and delivery on your store, because it needs to be very clear. If people don't know how long will it take for them to get the product, they won't make the purchase, especially in these second world countries. And lastly, make sure your store looks premium compared to every other local seller and your competitors, because this is going to give you an edge when it comes to choosing who they're going to buy the products from. So those are the things that you want to keep in mind. Again, number one, make sure the store has the local language and currency. Number two, make sure the store offers local payment processes so it's easy for them to make the purchase. Number three, make sure there's fast delivery and shipping information available on the store for people to know when they'll get the product. And number four, make sure your store stands out as the premium option compared to all the other local options and on the local competitors. So once you have your store, you have your product, you have your supply, everything set up, the next step is the marketing part of things. And again, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind when marketing with reverse dropshipping. So the strategy to use for marketing, I have a complete video on a Facebook ad strategy for beginners. It's very beginner friendly. It's cheap on your pockets as well. I'll link it down in the description. You can go watch it and follow it exactly to the T. But there are a few key things that you need to keep in mind when marketing with reverse dropshipping to these local countries. Number one, if you're doing influencer marketing, use local influencers. It's gonna have a huge impact compared to even sometimes meta ads. Local influencers in these markets will tend to perform much better and the ROI will be much higher. So I definitely recommend you check that out. Number two, your creative needs to speak to the audience directly. Do not use a generic ad creative that you used for a US market, but use an ad creative and create an ad creative that directly speaks to the person that you're selling to in the local market that you're targeting, right? So your ad copy, your creative, everything should feel native and relatable to the audience that you're targeting based on the country that you're targeting as well. And again, as I mentioned, I have a complete video on a Facebook ad strategy that you can use and get started with. It's very beginner friendly. I'll link it in the description. You can just watch it and then follow it to the T after watching this video. And lastly, make sure you handle your shipping and logistics very professionally. Do not lie on your website. Do not say 2-day delivery and then take 7 days. Make sure you're honest with the shipping time. Make sure you offer them live tracking, because again, these people do tend to get impatient with shipping and delivery, especially when it comes to e-commerce, because they're still adapting to e-commerce purchases. So make sure you offer live tracking to them. Make sure you have a good support staff or a support system in place. You don't even need a support staff, honestly. Just have a good support application added to your Shopify store so that you can answer any questions they have a good chatbot, and also have good reviews on your website. This will help you with your conversion. But overall, that is how you get started with reverse dropshipping. This is again something that people do not talk about, but it's very lucrative. It's making a lot of money for some of our clients who are just getting started with this. So I know for a fact this works. We've helped some clients get started with this as well, and that is how you do it. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm offering 10 free consultation calls to my subscribers. All you have to do is leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the first link in the description. Book a free call. On the call, we'll go through your product research, your marketing, your store, whatever you're struggling with. I'll hop on a call with you. I'll help you one-on-one with it for absolutely free. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and then book a free call. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to make a video on a specific topic, and I'll see you in the next one.